The following podcast is a Dear Media production.
This episode is brought to you by TaxAct. Okay, it's tax season, but that doesn't mean you need to feel overwhelmed and underprepared like many people do. Use this year to start to take advantage of your deductions and save some money. Most people do the bare minimum when it comes to filing a simple return. This is a big mistake in my opinion. There are so many deductions and opportunities that you can take advantage of if you play it smart. Only if you play it smart, which means more money in your pocket. With TaxAct, you have a partner and a tool that can help you maximize credits and deductions. You don't have to worry about errors and audits because they have a $100,000, yes, $100,000 accuracy guarantee. So many of you are starting your writing, vlogging, podcasting careers, influencer careers, and you need to know how to maximize your deductions and credits to get the best tax outcome. To try TaxAct, go to www.taxact.com/self-employment. That's www.taxact.com/self-employment to save some money now and maximize your tax deductions and credits. Good luck.
This episode is brought to you by Poo-Pourri. Yes, guys, that's right. Poo-Pourri is a pure blend of natural essential oils that creates a film on the surface of the water. You spray before you go, and then the protective barrier traps the odor underneath the surface before it even begins. All you'll smell is a refreshing bouquet of natural essential oils. You know I love preventative measures. So if not for yourself, then do this for your guest bathroom, please. It just will very much elevate your bathroom experience for your guests in your home. And yes, it's a funny subject, but it really, really works, which is what matters, right? Free shipping on orders over $19.95. All you have to do is go to poopourri.com. That's POOPOURRI.com and shop away. I really, really love the original citrus, if we're being honest.
She's a lifestyle blogger extraordinaire.
Fantastic.
And he's a serial entrepreneur.
A very smart cookie.
And now Lauren Everts and Michael Bosstick are bringing you along for the ride.
Get ready for some major realness.
Welcome to the Skinny Confidential. Him and her.
Aha!
Hey guys, welcome back to the Skinny Confidential Him and Her podcast. I am Lauren Everts.
And I'm Michael Bosstick. All right.
Whoa.
You know, I'm excited today because you're doing the brunt of the heavy lifting solo episode for you.
Solo episode for me, guys.
I have not listened to it yet.
Talked for an hour straight. My jaw hurts, and it's from talking. So
That's the first time that's ever happened.
Get your mind out of the gutter.
Well, we're back with another exciting episode, or I hope to be exciting episode. I'm going to tune in this week just like everybody else and listen and see what you got going.
I hope you like it. I hope it fits with your criteria.
So, what's been going on, Lauren? Haven't connected with you in a while since this morning.
Michael, we went to Cross this weekend. Our friends Gillian and Mauricio put it on, so we went to support them. And
they always do a great job.
They did a great job. And
I don't know if I'm one for music festivals. I try to be, but I don't know. And maybe this is the first time I'm starting to feel actually, like when you're a kid and your parents don't know your music and you say, wow, they're so old and they don't know. That's me now. If you paid me $1,000, I could not have told you anybody on that lineup. And I'm not saying I don't like them. I'm just saying I don't know any of them. That's
Michael,
also.
I literally was changing your Depends in the porta potty.
No, it's also because I'm a rock and roll heavy metal kid, but I just didn't. I knew Empire of the Sun. That was the
really.
headliner.
What song do you know from them?
I don't know any songs, but I know of them because you like them.
Yeah, we're old, so I don't know. I wheeled you in and wheeled you out.
I know, his first time. And then...
But you did mix whiskey, sake, and red wine. So there's that.
I took so long off drinking, and then I came back only to be the biggest rookie of all time.
True.
At my age, you'd think that I would have learned some lessons now, but apparently not. So off the wagon, acting like a rookie, back again. Just went on, we just had another episode with Sex with Emily. We went on her show.
We went on Sex with Emily's podcast, and Michael dropped a couple bombs.
Looks like we're going to be playing some Sexy Stranger.
Yeah, we're playing Sexy Stranger, and you guys have to find out what Sexy Stranger is if you go listen to her podcast, because it's actually a really good idea, and I'm fully doing it. And I'm going to take it to like a 10 level.
I'm going to take it to an 11. I'm excited to play
Michael,
Sexy
growing
Stranger.
a mustache isn't enough for
Oh,
Sexy
trust
Stranger.
me, that's not going to be all I do.
Okay.
And then you got our friends involved, so we're going to do like a double date Sexy Stranger.
We're
I don't know
doing a
about
double date Sexy Stranger.
that. Anyways, for you guys, go check out that episode. It's always fun with Emily.
She's amazing. You just search Sex with Emily in iTunes and you guys can find it. We talk all about sex, a lot of sex.
A lot of sex, a lot of how to keep it spicy.
Sex advice.
Yep. And now tonight, what time is it right now? It's almost 10 o'clock on Monday night. We have to drive back up to LA. This is getting very old, this drive back and forth. Looks like we're going to have to transplant up there and stay up there a little bit more, Lauren, because
Okay,
lots
Michael.
going on up there.
I don't find it bad because I just work on my computer in the car while you drive. It's kind of like being chauffeured around.
It's such a pain in the ass. But yeah, up there, going to be working up there this week, getting ready to podcast with Jackie Schimmel, which we're excited. That'll be the third time we podcast with her for all of you guys.
She's really, really funny, guys. Check her out, the Bitch Bible.
Bitch Bible, and she recently signed with Dear Media, so we're going to be recording in the Dear Media studio. That's going to be exciting, all of us together in there.
Which is beautiful and super Instagrammy.
So what did you get into this week, Lauren, with your show here? What can everyone expect to hear, including myself?
Everyone can expect the Skinny Confidential master list. So it's everything from beauty to wellness to makeup to skin to home to books, everything. I just put it in one spot. I've gotten so many questions about so many products I use that I just figured that I would put it in one spot. And these are products that I've tried and tried and tried and tried. And you've tried and stolen a lot of them.
Well, when I go and listen to it tomorrow,
Take note.
I'll take note.
Okay.
But before we do, and before everyone stops hearing my voice and I get kicked off the show,
Oh my God. Dramatic.
I would play some dramatic music.
Okay.
Let's get into the him and her tip of the week.
You go first.
Okay, so I mentioned this at the beginning of the show. It's tax season. Did you almost sneeze there? You all right? It's okay. It's tax season, and we get asked a lot of tax questions and finance questions, and we're careful how we answer them. What I do for my taxes, what Lauren does for her taxes, how we manage finances. But today, I have a good tip for you guys. So, what do you do when you're filing your taxes if you are a new influencer, a blogger, a content creator? Do you need to set up a company? Are you running it yourself? Well, these are questions that I cannot answer for you specifically. I think you need to take that up with your accountant or lawyer. But what I can do is point you in the right direction for some tools that you can use to help you during tax season. So when TaxAct came to the show, we thought it would be the perfect opportunity to talk about this stuff. TaxAct streamlines everything and helps you decipher what you can do to get the maximum deductions and credits when you file your taxes, which means more money in your pockets. You need to be smart with this stuff. You can't just, you don't want to just be like a guy that fell off the melon truck trying to figure this stuff out. It's really complicated. It's difficult. Even I get confused, and I've been doing it for a long time now, over 10 years. And you need a tool that can help you decipher all this stuff because it can get really overwhelming, and you want to get the maximum deductions and credits when you file your taxes. You need to be smart with this stuff. It makes a ton of difference financially. We all need to know what we can do, what we can write off. Maybe that's your computer, your camera gear, your software, in some cases clothing and travel, meals. Do you have a home office? You can write that portion of that off as well. All of your web hosting, development, independent contractors you pay. Speaking of contractors, are you making sure you 1099 them so that you can get the full deduction and maximize your expenses? All this stuff can get super confusing and difficult to do on your own, and I can't recommend enough using TaxAct as a tool to help you figure out all this stuff. So I like TaxAct because they just rolled out a package for freelancers and independent contractors, which means all you bloggers and influencers and photographers and content creators, that's you. Everyone that's created their own business for themselves. You need to have a tool that can help you figure all this stuff out because, like I said, it makes a ton of difference financially at the end of the year. So when I first started out, I didn't know how to take advantage of any deductions or credits, so I lost out on a ton of money that I could have saved by just being smart. Could have used that to invest. Could have used that to buy a gift for my wife.
Yeah.
Could have used it to buy myself something nice, but I didn't know, so I didn't get to take advantage of any of my deductions. And I have so many friends that are starting out businesses and they have no idea how to file their returns at the end of the year. It costs them a ton of money. Did you know you can even expense out some conferences and seminars? So Lauren, you just spoke at Create and Cultivate with Kim Kardashian. Think about it. Like if you're a blogger or an influencer, you could potentially expense that and get a deduction. So you get a deduction for doing things that potentially help you grow your business. So my tip this week is to be smart during tax season. Use a tool that can help you get the maximum deductions and credits so that you can hold on to more money, more of your hard-earned cash, keep it in your pocket. This works for anyone who is filing their taxes independently, even if you're a W-2 employee. TaxAct is also backed by a $100,000 accuracy guarantee, so you don't have to stress when filing them. So here it is. Go to www.taxact.com/self-employment. Again, that's www.taxact.com/self-employment. The link will also be in the show notes. Use this tool to help file your taxes and maximize your credits and deductions so you can keep more cash in your pocket and grow your businesses. Good luck.
Thanks for all those tips. I really need them. You know that.
I know you do. Big time.
Okay, my tip is super simple, but I feel like it goes hand in hand with this episode because so much of this episode is about beauty and skincare. Let's talk about iPads, but let's go even deeper and let's talk about where I store my iPads. So I'm not talking about an iPad, like the machine. I'm talking about iPads that go under your eyes. You know, Michael, what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Sometimes I use them in the morning.
Yeah, be honest.
Yeah.
You like the cucumber ones. So right now I'm still using Peter Ross cucumber iPads, and I have this tip. I like to put them in the refrigerator, okay? It makes such a difference because they're cold and they're chilled. I leave them there sitting in the fridge next to my spicy carrots and my green goddess dressing and my organic hummus, and they sit there and it's just really great. I'm very crazy when it comes to my morning routine and my iPads. I want my hot tea sitting on my coffee warmer, Michael. I want to walk out. I want to have some water with lemon. I want to throw on my chilled iPads and I want to listen to bossa nova. I don't ask for much. So after I had surgery on my face, double jaw surgery to be specific, I was very, very swollen and I tried so many different things, and chilling my iPads just really, really helped. There was something about the coldness on the face that just helped with bloating. So I'm not super faithful to any brand right now. I totally mix it up. Right now, like I said, I'm using these soothing, cooling cucumber ones, which I like a lot. The collagen ones are good too. You can kind of do you here. So anyways, try putting your iPads in the refrigerator, your ice roller in the freezer. Super simple. You can grab both in the morning. You'll feel so much less bloated, I promise you. And your husband or your boyfriend will probably copy you like Michael and end up with green cucumbers on his face.
They feel good.
Something else I'm excited about, guys, is our new sponsor. So this is something I actually use, and I've used it for a long time, which I feel like it's kind of awkward to say this in front of your husband, but I don't know what else to do here.
Everyone should use it, so I don't think it's awkward.
Okay, I'm just taking one for the team. So our latest sponsor is Poo-Pourri. And wait, if you guys don't know what Poo-Pourri is, you need to know. So it's pretty simple, really. Okay, so when spritzed into the toilet bowl before you go, Poo-Pourri's pure blend of natural essential oils creates a film on the surface of the water. So the protective barrier traps odor underneath the surface before it even starts. All you'll smell is a refreshing bouquet of natural essential oils. I mean, you know I love preventative measures, and this is super preventative. And if this whole thing isn't on brand, I don't know what is. If not for yourself, then do it for your guest bathroom. It will very much elevate your bathroom experience for you and your guests and your significant other.
And especially your significant other.
So, you know, when you're like at Barnes & Noble and you just really need to go, I feel like in high school there was always a line at Barnes & Noble, the girls' bathroom.
That's what these girls did?
Huge line. So have no fear because there's this handy dandy travel size Poo-Pourri. So I carry this tiny rose gold one in my handbag, and it's so efficient. It's super pretty, and it kind of resembles a lipstick holder, so it's incognito, you know? This is super ideal for traveling or living in close quarters.
Or visiting that lucky gentleman. Or gentlewoman. Do you call it gentlewoman?
What do you mean?
Well, if you're going over someone's house and like you know duty calls, literally.
Oh, so like if you have a Tinder date, you can just like throw your little rose gold poopery in your purse.
Yeah, listen, you don't need to be blasting someone's bathroom. That's no fun for anyone.
Well, if you have to blast it, now there's a solution. So anyways, guys, this is a total lifesaver. I mean, everyone poos. So if you're going to poo and you share a bathroom, this will save your ass. Literally.
Jinx.
Jinx. Poopery cares about your health, toilet, and the precious world of poo we live in. They use no harsh chemicals, just the good stuff. Unlike the other guys, Poopery is safe to breathe and safe to flush. No fake fragrances, no parabens, no formaldehyde. It's just perfect. It's a bunch of essential oils, which we all love. With over 40 million bottles sold, they get it. Huge fan of the lavender vanilla, and I also like the original citrus. Both are great. I feel like if you're strategic, you'll use the lavender vanilla at night to wind down, and then the organic citrus in the morning to kind of wake up.
I'm gonna set a case of this on Taylor's desk.
Oh my God, Taylor!
Because
needs this. Really.
Taylor, if you're listening, you need to carry this
Merry Christmas
everywhere
and happy
you
holidays.
go. This is your Christmas, New Year's, birthday, whatever it is, Friendsgiving, Thanksgiving. This is your gift for the next 20 holidays.
Yes. Now Michael not only doesn't think I poo, he also thinks I perpetually smell like a flower. I don't mean to brag, but Michael asked me what essential oils I was burning yesterday in the bathroom. Anyway, everyone poos, who cares? And having poopery makes it actually not a big deal at all. And yeah, sure, it's a funny subject, but it really works, and that's what matters, right? Anyway, free shipping on all orders over $19.95, and you guys can use the link poopery.com. Make sure you get that rose gold travel one. It's so good.
And we will link everything in the show notes.
Now it's time to get into the Skinny Confidential Master List.
This is the Skinny Confidential, him and her.
Hey guys. So we have a plot twist for you today. Today it's only me, no Michael. So every couple of weeks we decided we're going to give you guys a solo episode. I think Michael's going to do one on business in a few weeks too that's super in-depth. And we just figured that some of our podcasts needed to be solo. You know, throw one in every now and then. So today's episode is going to be something that a lot of you have asked me about, and that is the Skinny Confidential Master List, all in one spot. So for the last year, I've been answering a lot of DMs and emails and even Snap messages about TSC approved products. And I just figured it was time for a podcast with a blog post. So the fun part about this is everything that you hear on this episode plus more will be all neatly laid out on the blog. So after this episode, all you have to do is just head over to the blog and you'll be able to see like a full visual list. And I'll even break down my top 5 from each section. And we'll kind of get to what that means in a second. So I know a lot of you guys are driving to work or you're working out, maybe you're running, maybe you're doing your makeup. So I just wanted to make this as efficient as possible. You know, I love efficiency. So listen to the podcast and then you can head over to the site and get what you need so you don't have to like sit here and take notes. I just feel like there's so many Gold Star products in here. I use all of them all the time. And I'm going to explain to you why I use them and how I use them and what time of day I use them and give you all the deets. So like I said, these products have been tried by me. They've been tried by my team, and then they've been tried by me again and again and again. I mean, not to be redundant, but really I use so many of these products all the time. I just feel super confident about recommending them to you guys. I mean, my life is weird because I'm like a human guinea pig. And I'm really surprised I don't have acne because I'm constantly trying new products for you guys. So these are the ones that are the standout hero products. Some of these I've used for years. Some of them I use every day. And again, we'll get into when and where and why. So these are the products I keep going back to. Ones that are in Mimi's makeup drawer because Mimi steals them from me. Mimi, I know you're listening. Got to stop copying. Ones that Michael steals. I mean, Michael, can you give me back my Dr. Dennis Gross serum, please? And then ones I keep ordering again and again and again. Some I even text my dad and I'm like, you really need to buy this. So I feel like I need a stiff drink after this is over because this has been months in the making, you guys. This has been stuff that I have written down in my notes on my iPhone, which I highly recommend if you're a blogger. Get your iPhone notes out and take notes. And I've just been testing and trying and making notes and writing the post and prepping this episode. And I'm super excited that it's finally here. And I'm excited to say that these are all totally TSC approved. All right. With that, let's go into depth about some of the hero products. I'm not going to go through every single one on the blog because I feel like that would be a 3-part episode, but I am going to go into the all-stars, and then from there I'll give you some notable mentions, and then if you want to see the rest, like I said, you can head over to the Skinny Confidential. Okay, with that, let's go into some of the hero products. So let's start with beauty and skincare. This is obviously my favorite subject. I feel like you know that if you read the blog. So I first want to start with makeup so we're organized about it. Now, these are products that I've used 80 million times. These are ones that I would recommend to my sister, my best friend, and I'm going to tell you how I like to use them because I'm obviously very fucking specific. So first, sorry for anyone that follows my blog, you know this, I love IT Cosmetics CC Cream. So this one has SPF in it. I use the Illuminator. So there's an Illuminator and a regular one. Some people like the Illuminator because it gives you kind of a highlight, but some people don't like that highlight. They like the flatter one. I will say that the Illuminator, when you take a photo with flash on, gives you kind of a weird look. So if you're going to take photos and you want to use IT Cosmetics CC Cream, make sure you use a powder like Laura Mercier's translucent powder, or do a MAC Studio Fix. So that's my trick if I know I'm going to be taking photos at night. But as an everyday concealer, IT Cosmetics CC Cream is great. I also have been using Aborian for the last month and a half, and I really like that one too. It's a little bit more light than the IT Cosmetics CC Cream. So you can kind of do you here, try them both. One is a little bit more for the day, one is more for the night. But again, if you're going to use IT Cosmetics CC Cream at night, make sure you use a powder. I like a dewy look, so I don't like so much powder. But again, you got to do you here. And how I apply this is, as you know, if you watch Instagram Live, I use a beauty blender. So if you don't know what a beauty blender is, you need to go run. Well, I guess it's Amazon, but you need to go order one right now. It's basically this like little kind of foam hot pink ball. And people have tried to dupe the beauty blender and copy it, and you kind of can't copy it. There's something about it that just works. And the trick with this is when you're applying your foundation or your CC cream is to wet it a little bit so it's damp. And when it's damp, it's going to give you that dewy finish. If you don't like a dewy finish, don't wet it. So I use my MAC Studio Fix, my IT Cosmetics CC cream, or my Aborian CC cream. You can do any 3 of those, use it with the beauty blender. I also lately have been liking my powder with the beauty blender because again, I like to keep it dewy. How many times can I say dewy? Let's count in this episode. I just like a glow. So I feel like the beauty blender when it's damp gives you that. So stick with those 3. You'll really like it. I really like I said, Laura Mercier's translucent powder. It's great. It mixes really well. And all 3 of those have sunscreen. So you're totally covered in that area. Speaking of sunscreen, I got to give a shout out to my caffeinated sunscreen that I use. The link is on the blog. It's white labeled. It's something random. I found it like 5 years ago and I cannot live without it. It makes the best primer. So I'll prime with that before I put any kind of foundation or CC cream on my face. And the caffeinated sunscreen is going to tighten your face. I don't know what it is. All my friends use this. My sisters use it. It just tightens your face because there's caffeine in it, and it gives you the perfect canvas to paint your foundation on. So try the caffeinated sunscreen. Those together are just going to change your life. I'm telling you, it makes your skin look so pretty. Let's talk about drugstore lashes. So I tried to get eyelash extensions. It didn't work out. I like to rub my eyes. And I just don't like being asleep and having, hair extensions or eyelash extensions in. I like to be fully in the nude. So that brings me to why I like drugstore lashes. They're quick, they're easy, you can throw them on, they look good. I don't think you need to spend $5 million on lashes. So I'm all about spending money where I need to spend money, but then saving money where I can. And saving money in the drugstore department is definitely on these fake eyelashes. So these are Ardell 113 Wispies. Sometimes they're called Glamour, but when I usually go to the drugstore, I look for the 113s. You can also buy these on Amazon, super quick. Buy a 3-pack though, because you're going to love them. Here's why I like these. They're going to open your eyes instead of weigh on your eyes. So have you ever been talking to someone and you feel like their eyelash is closing down on their eye like snuffleupagus? That's kind of what happens if you get a too heavy of a lash. So these ones are going to open the eye. They flatter the eye. Now, everyone has different eye shapes, so you might have to play with this. You might have to go buy a couple different versions from Ardell and see what looks most flattering. I like kind of a cat eye that flares out at the end, kind of like a flirty, sassy lash, and the 113s just do it for me. You can apply this with Tweezermans, a little bit of eyelash glue. I use Duo. It's super cheap, like TBD. I used it in high school. And I apply it quickly. It's easy. I always put mascara on before I put on the eyelash. I do primer, mascara white primer. Then I curl my lash. Then I put mascara on top. Then I curl it again. I know you're not supposed to do that, but that's what I do. And then I apply the false eyelash. And I think the way to really make it come full circle is then to apply more mascara on top of the fake eyelash. And if you don't know what I'm talking about and you're like, what the fuck, Lauren, then go to my YouTube channel and just type in eyelashes, and there's a tutorial from so long ago, but it's still relevant. So go check that out and it will give you like a full breakdown. So we talked about primer and mascara. I like to use drugstore here. I'm a drugstore mascara girl, always have been. Ever since high school when I used Hot Pink Great Lash. Right now I'm using L'Oreal's white primer. I like a white, thick primer. Not to be gross, but I do. And then for the mascara, I use L'Oreal 2 right now. I just think both of them together work, and it gives me a really nice lash. Again, you can also use Great Lash mascara, but here's the trick about these mascaras. You have to get the blackest of black because it makes all the difference. And then you want a curved brush as opposed to an uncurved brush. Now, if you're sitting there rolling your eyes at me, don't roll your eyes, because I'm telling you, the curved brush makes a huge difference. And if you don't use white primer on your eyelashes before you put mascara on, you should start, because it makes your lashes look 10 times thicker. In fact, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think I would apply mascara without primer. The eyelash curler I use, I'm very specific about. It has to be by Shu Urbana. This is one I got off Amazon. I've used this for about 8 years. And I'm telling you, the difference between a drugstore eyelash curler and the Shu Urbana one is like night and day. Shu Urbana eyelash curlers you can only buy on Amazon unless I'm missing something. Let me know if I am. I can't find them anywhere but Amazon. So that medley just really works well. I also wanted to give a shout out to Great Lash Clear Mascara. And why I like this is because it's just like Glossier's Boy Brow. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? But it's like $3.99. So when I was in high school, I used to use this on my eyebrows all the time. So it's supposed to be mascara for your eyelashes, but I use it on my brows. And what it does is when you brush your eyebrows up, is the kind of like clear gooey stuff keeps your brows in place. So if you notice sometimes when you brush your eyebrows up, they'll go back down like a tadpole. This Great Lash Clear Mascara is going to brush your brows up, and it's going to hold the brows up. So think of it as like a hair gel. You know, Michael uses so much fucking hair gel that I feel like he needs to invest in some Great Lash for his eyebrows. It really is like a hair gel for your eyebrows. So definitely pick that up next time you're at the drugstore. Okay, the last shout out for makeup is Estee Lauder's Multitasker. I mean, I feel like you guys aren't surprised that I like something that's called the Multitasker. Why I like this is because one side is a dark brown pencil and the other side is an eyebrow brush. So what I do here is I use the eyebrow brush. I fill in my brows with the pencil, and then I use my Great Lash Clear Mascara brush to hold the whole look in. And I always brush my eyebrows up. And the reason I do that is because when you brush your eyebrows up, it's going to pull your face up. So I'm always looking for things that pull the face up instead of down. So I like to highlight the areas like my cheekbones or my brow bone. And I like to, like I said, when I put on drugstore lashes, I like the lashes to go outward because I like everything up. So with the eyebrows, I'm brushing them up. You know, when I was in high school, I walked around with tadpole eyebrows. It wasn't pretty. My eyebrows were brushed so far downward, it looked like an upside down U. So times have changed. I brush up. Just to like throw in a little side note here, because this is something that I've gotten a lot of questions about, the double brow tint. So I do this thing called a double brow tint. And those of you who have followed the Skinny Confidential know what I'm going to say, but I just think this is important to mention that when I go get my eyebrows waxed, I always tell the lady that's waxing them to do a double tint. So she'll put a tint on, we'll let it sit, then she takes it off, she waxes, and then she puts another tint on. And what that's going to do is it's going to make your eyebrows super dark. I've always been a huge fan of dark, thick eyebrows for me. I think, again, you have to do what works for your face here. I like a very, framed eyebrow look. I think sometimes faces can handle a heavier brow, other faces can handle a lighter brow. You just have to do what works for you. But the double brow tint is something I absolutely love. So I should say that there's a couple notable mentions here under makeup. And I also like Baby Lips, which is CoverGirl. You can find it at the drugstore, Rite Aid. I like the little pink tube and the blue tube. There's something about the way it lays on your lips that I love. I really, really like Burt's Bees Grapefruit Chapstick. I've talked about this a lot. And then I'm a huge fan of Dr. Pepper lipstick. It's not lipstick, it's chapstick, but it kind of gives you a red tint and it lays really nice. And then, of course, I have to give a huge mention to Pillow Talk. I just did a huge blog post on it. If you're confused at what Pillow Talk means, you can just Google the Skinny Confidential Pillow Talk and it will tell you why this lipstick is the best ever. Basically, it's a lip cheat. So a lip cheat means that it's going to make your lips appear bigger than they are. So what I've been doing lately is I got Pillow Talk lip liner and then I got the lipstick as well. So I'll line my lips in Pillow Talk and it's just this very natural lip color lip liner. So it basically just makes my lips look bigger. And then I'll fill it in with Pillow Talk lipstick. And then I'll do this thing called Smashbox Matte Gloss and it kind of just pulls the whole look together. And instead of making it look like I have all this lip gloss and lipstick on, it just makes my lips look bigger. So I think that's a good trick too. Make sure you Google that and check that post out because I really go in depth about it. All right. Next up is skincare. My favorite topic. Like, I can't even tell you how much I love skincare. I am so obsessed, and I am so obsessed with bringing awareness to people taking care of their skin at a younger age. I have always taken care of my skin. I want to lead with my skin. It's so important to me. I don't want to be obnoxious and keep saying this, but I just don't like going in the sun. I'm so conscious. I've made Mimi a psycho about it. She won't even walk outside for 1 second without a hat. But I just think that if I can, die and my grave can say SPF role model, I'll be happy. Okay. So first we're going to go into the obvious, which I feel like you all know, and that's facial massage. So I use a Clarisonic Uplift. It's this white device. It kind of looks like and sounds like a big vibrator. And I go up kind of towards my cheekbone from my chin every day, and then I bring it down towards my neck. So what that's doing is it's taking the fluid up kind of to my ear and then down my neck. So it's giving me lymphatic drainage. You don't want to just facial massage your face and not take it down your neck because you're not draining the fluid. And I do have a huge video on my channel where I show you how to facial massage and show you what to do. So definitely check that out if you need more of a visual. I also show you how to do it with your hands. So if you're out there and you're freaking out and you're like, oh my God, I wake up with fluid and bloat in my face, what do? have no fear. I got you covered. All you have to do is go to my channel and you can see how I use my hands. I use my hands all the time on vacation. The goal is to get that circulation going. You want to stimulate the face and you want to bring it downward to get that lymphatic drainage. I actually became so obsessed with facial massage after I had jaw surgery. Like I cannot go one day without it. And it's really changed my life. I mean, I feel like I lose 5 pounds in my face every single morning. I just do my massage, 5 minutes, drain it, and then I'm good. And let me just tell you, one of my friends wasn't draining the fluid downward, not to be gross, and she was getting really bad headaches. So make sure you're taking it to your ears and then draining it downward. Okay, so I could do a whole podcast on facial massage, guys. That's how obsessed I am. I want to talk about Dr. Dennis. Dr. Dennis was on this podcast. If you have not listened to the episode, you have to go back. Okay. It's one of those episodes that's like a hero episode. It's a standout. I want him back on. In fact, I'd really leave Michael for him if he gave me the option. I mean, I love him. So he, to me, is just like everything. I love him so much. I think he's so smart about skincare and preventative beauty. I love his facial steamer. It's fantastic. If you can't get a facial steamer because you're on a budget, use a bowl of pasta. I'm just kidding. Don't, but I actually did. So be like me when I was 21 and broke and using a pasta as a facial steamer. But his facial steamer is just awesome. You plug it in, you put the water in, and you steam your face, and it opens your pores and just gives you this really pretty glowy skin. You can also put herbs in the mixture, which is awesome. My facialist Mo gave me a bunch of different herbs for inflammation, and I put them in my Dr. Dennis facial steamer, and I just feel super legit. And I steam my face with all these different herbs like golden seal and a bunch of others that I don't know the name. Mo, can you come on the blog? Anyway, I love the facial steamer. Give it an A+. Shout out to Jackie Schimmel for recommending this bad boy. Then I also love his peel pads. Huge fan of his peel pads. I feel like every celebrity and influencer uses these peel pads. It's just, there's something about them that tighten your face. I don't know what it is. And some of the girls in the secret Facebook group were saying they're expensive, and I would agree they are expensive. But of course, they found a TSC hack. And the hack is so they come in these little squares, and the squares are connected. The hack here is that you cut the peel pads in half, so you essentially have 2 in each pack. So let's say you buy a 36 pack, you have double that, which is awesome. They just tighten your skin, like I said, and you don't actually peel like a real peel. It's almost like a daily peel that doesn't make you peel, if that makes sense. Next up is a light mask. If you read The Skinny Confidential, you know I love a light mask. This is this $19 mask. It's by Neutrogena. It's on Amazon. And it's just light therapy, which is really, really great for killing bacteria. So I had a rash on my face once, and I put light on it, and it just really clears it up. So if you're out there and you have acne or a rash, I highly, highly recommend that you invest in a light mask. And speaking of acne, if you have it, try tea tree oil too. It's going to dry out the zits. And since we're on the subject, I got to give my Zit Cream a shout out. My Zit Cream is this random cream that I found at Browtique, where I get my brows done. And my girl that does my brows, Lindsay, love her. Listen to her podcast too. She's on here. Recommended this cream. It's like this thick mud that you put on your face. And it's 3 ingredients. I think it's like water, Swedish clay, and something else. And it says to leave it on for 10 minutes, but you know I'm intense as fuck. So I have to leave it on overnight. And whenever I get a zit, I throw it on, I sleep with it, and the zit is gone the next day. It's literally from Sweden, this mask, but it's not too expensive, and it's something that I swear by for zits. So sometimes even if I have like blackheads, I'll just put it all over my nose and the blackheads will go away. So try this, okay? Oh, we have to give a shout out to Tinkle Shavers. Big fan of shaving my face. You know this, especially if you've been following me for a long time. I get dermaplane a lot, but if I'm in a to jam, which means I'm maybe, outside in the sun and Michael notices like a 5-foot long black hair on my lip, I use a Tinkle shaver. Here's the thing about shaving your face. If you're out there and you're like, nah, I'm not going to do that. I don't have hair on my face. Think about it. Men age differently than women, and that's because they're constantly exfoliating their face with a razor. So if you're out there and you're all hairless and you're like a hairless cat and you're feeling yourself, you still want to shave your face because you're going to get that exfoliation. I like to shave up. A lot of people like to shave down. I don't know which way is right. If you do, let me know. I'm a fan of shaving up. It gets all those like little baby hairs off. And what this is also going to do, guys, is when you apply your makeup, you're going to have this beautiful canvas. I can't explain it, but after I get my face shaved or I shave my face and I apply primer and foundation, it just lays nicer. So trust me on this. If you're a girl, shave your face, get a Tinkle. I like to use mine once because they're like these disposable razors. I have them on the blog. If you don't know what I mean, you can Google The Skinny Confidential Shave Your Face. Which brings me to dry brushing. Okay, dry brushing everyone needs to do too. This is so great for your lymphatic system. All of this sounds like a lot, but it's really not when you have systems in place to get it done. I have my dry brush front and center right next to my toothbrush in the shower, and it's really going to wake you up. Tony Robbins does this every single morning to get energy. Some people do it at night. I personally am a fan of doing it in the morning because I like to get all the energy, and I just feel like it's invigorating. So what I do is I start with my ankles and I brush up. Now, don't think I'm crazy here. I am intense, like I said. I use a dishwasher brush to dry brush because, and hear me out, the ones that I was finding on Amazon are like a limp penis. It's like not enough. Like I need something more. You know what I mean? And the dishwasher brush was like hard and aggressive and just how I like it. So I went to the Container Store and found like a really cute dishwasher brush, and now that's what I use. So I go up. I actually do it in the shower too. I know it's called dry brushing. I get in the shower before the shower's on and I just dry brush up, all on my arms, underneath my armpits, on my stomach. And I don't know, it just gives you blood flow. If my dad's listening right now, I got you a dry brush in your stocking and I really hope you're using it. And if you're not, I'm going to be really offended. I'll text you about it later today. Okay, I'm going to end this beauty section with oils. Oils. I don't care what your skin's like. Oils are life-changing. I like rose hip. I like jojoba. Is that how you say it? I always mispronounce it. I like monk oil. That's one that I found the other day that I love. Oils are just amazing. There's so many good ones out there, you guys. You can find some on Etsy too that are like a medley. My friend, the Preggers Pantry, makes one that's really great. Why I love oils is because you can remove your makeup with them. You can rub them all over your body. You can rub them all over your face and fall asleep and wake up with snow white skin. They're just really, really great. So definitely, if you don't have oils in your day-to-day, start implementing them. And I usually use them at night to take my makeup off. And then I'll do my skincare, like my peel pad and my serum and my eye cream, maybe some Korean toner. Don't worry, a post is coming on that soon. I got to try it a little longer. And then I throw oil all over my face and I look gross. You know, you can imagine it's not the sexiest thing, but who cares? I'm going to have good skin. And I go to bed, and then the next morning I wake up and my face is moist. And I know that word's gross, but that's what it is. It's moist. So oils. And if you're stuck on a trip and you have room service, order olive oil from downstairs. They will bring it up for you and you can wash your makeup off with that. I don't want to see any TSC readers using a towelette. Okay. I want to give some notable mentions here. There's a pimple tool that you can buy at Rite Aid. Okay. It's $10. It's a blackhead remover. There's two sides of it. You don't want to pop your pimples or blackheads with your hands. That's going to spread the bacteria and you're going to get pimples everywhere. Okay. So use a pimple tool. And every time after you use it, make sure you wash it with hot water and soap so it doesn't get like pimple juice in it. You know what I mean? I did a post on this too on the Skinny Confidential, and you can just Google the Skinny Confidential pimple and it'll come up. I also like the Glam Glow Gravity Mud Mask, the silver one. It's like the Tin Man one, and it just peels off your face, and it's so satisfying and so therapeutic. So if you haven't tried that mask, that one is like a good one, and you'll also get an Instagram and an Instagram story out of it. And I do feel my face gets a lot tighter after it. It's the purple tin, and it's the silver mask, and I've done a blog post on that too. And just because we're on the subject of sun and skin, I have a lot of different sun masks and visors that I love. You can go on Amazon and Google ski mask if you want one of them. You can Google hat that's an umbrella. I like So Extra when it comes to the hats because I'm always wearing a hat if I'm out and about. I don't care what I look like as long as my face is protected. You know, I even have driving gloves, but that's a different podcast. And then lastly, I know that I was supposed to be lastly with the visor, but you got to get a jade roller too. That's something everyone should have. You can keep it by the bed. It lasts forever. Or you can put it in the refrigerator so it's cold. You could also do an ice roller here, whatever floats your boat. Now, there's obviously more skin, beauty, and makeup on the blog, on this master list. This podcast would be 500 hours if I just talked about beauty. So I had to put some on the blog. So make sure you go over there and you can read through all the other stuff I recommend. Now it's time to move on to food. Okay, so we'll go a little quicker here. Rao's spicy sauce. Have you tried it? It's arrabbiata sauce. The ingredients are all natural. It's extra virgin olive oil. The tomatoes are perfect. It's so insane on cauliflower pizza. You can also put it on Gigi's with a little bit of cottage cheese. It is good. It's good with lentil pasta. Oh, you can't go wrong. My friend Healthy with Nettie, she's a blogger. She was just on the blog, and she talks about using hearts of palm noodles, which I just ordered and have not tried yet, with Rao's sauce, which sounds insane. So Rao's to me is like, wait, I just realized it's not Rao's, it's Rao's. But I'm not going to delete this. I'm going to keep it in. So it's actually Rao's, excuse me. Rao's arrabbiata sauce. I love it. Okay, Gigi crackers. You guys know that I love these. I talk about them all the time. I'm not going to bore you. They're fiber-filled crackers. They really help you get your 32 grams of fiber in. I use them from everything from French toast to pancakes. I dip it in hummus. I bring them in my purse sometimes when I go to restaurants. I love them with ahi. They're just a really good vehicle for all your favorite foods. I don't think of it as like a huge replacement for bread. I think of it more as a vehicle. Siete tortillas and lime chips. Okay, siete, oh, so good. If you guys are having a Mexican fiesta or you're doing anything for Cinco de Mayo, you need to get siete chips and tortillas. The tortillas are made of almond flour. My friend Stephanie likes to make them for her son, and what she'll do is she'll put raw almond butter on top of them in a pan and then put a few slices of bananas on top, and she makes him like this quesadilla that just tastes insane. That's going to be in the body guide, by the way. And then their lime chips are out of this world. I don't know what to say. They're the best chips. They're made with avocado oil. You do them with guacamole. They're so good. You could even do nachos with them. I don't know. Just try them. Lentil pasta is something I also want to mention. I get mine off Amazon. I get the Trader Joe's red lentil pasta. And the reason I like this is because it has one ingredient. I'm always looking at ingredients. That's my number one thing that I look at. And I like this pasta because it's just organic red lentils. Super simple, to the point. And if I want to kind of cut back on the carbs that week, I'll just add some shredded Brussels sprouts to add volume to the situation. You could also add arugula or, just mix the pasta with something that's a veggie, broccoli, whatever you want here. And, shocker, I do this with Rao's. And I'm pronouncing Rao's right from now on. So let's give me a huge round of applause here. All right, Calm Tea. You know about this. It's my magnesium tea. I love to drink it at night. It's super simple and to the point. You just put a scoop in hot or cold water. I like hot. Michael likes cold. Surprise, surprise. And it's going to help you sleep, and it's going to help get things moving in the morning. Okay? Magnesium tea. You'll like it. Green Kardashian mango tea. I did a post on this. It is this mango green tea. It's pretty self-explanatory. You see the Kardashians drinking it on the show all the time. It was originally found at Health Nut, I think, and they sell it on Amazon. It's so good. I keep a pitcher in our refrigerator. I make it once a week, and I add lemon to it. It's great. Great for on the go. Topo Chico Fizzy Mineral Water. Have you had it? If you haven't, you are missing out, okay? First of all, it's in a glass bottle, so you feel super legit. Michael loves it. There's something different about this water than other sparkling waters. I honestly can't explain it, and you just have to try it, but it's so refreshing, and the way the bottle's shaped is so perfect. It's so good with lemon. Sometimes I'll even put lime in it. You could put an orange in it, and it just hits the spot. So huge shout out to Topo Chico Fizzy Mineral Water. All right, some notable mentions here are hemp and chia seeds. And if you haven't tried chocolate covered chia seeds, you're missing out. So try those too. I have this bowl of my magic seeds on my oven, and it's chia seed, hemp seed, and flaxseed. And so in the morning when I'm rushing, because I'm always rushing, I'll throw a scoop in my oatmeal or my cereal or my smoothie, and it's right there, and I get some fiber in. And if you didn't know, hemp seeds have protein in them, so it's kind of just the perfect concoction. Try that. I love to do hacks like that where it's like for the girl on the go that's running late, because that's me. And having a bowl out that's ready to go with a little scooper in it is super efficient. Okay, this is one that I eat all the time, and that is cauliflower pizza crust. You have to go to the blog for the exact one I have. I think it's by a brand called Cauli Foods. And I like the Italian kind and the jalapeno kind. And I think there's something crazy like 8 carbs for a whole entire pizza. And guys, it tastes like pizza. I swear to God. And the way I cook it is pretty specific. Mimi taught me how. You put it in the oven, okay, on a baking sheet with wax paper on 400 for 5 minutes. Right, Mimi? Or is it 3? It might be 3. And after your 3 to 5 minutes is up, you take it out and then you flip it, okay? And then you put it back in the oven for 3 minutes. Now you have your base. Then you take it out after 3 minutes and you put some mozzarella cheese on it or raw goat cheese. I like to add sometimes turkey, Applegate, pepperoni slices. And then you could even add like basil. You can add whatever you want. You could add lemon, jalapenos, whatever. And then you put it back in the oven for 3 minutes and then you're ready to go. And you have this beautiful pizza that's 8 carbs. I think their crust is made with cauliflower, a little mozzarella, and egg. So it's super simple and to the point. And I think if you have kids, like your kids will go crazy for this. Sometimes I add arugula on top after it comes out, so I get my greens in too. It's great. Another notable mention is collagen powder. I've done 500 posts on it. Very into collagen. I also like the Gigi sprinkles, okay? A lot of people are doing the Gigi crackers. Don't forget about the sprinkles. The sprinkles are legit. You can do like a cereal with them. You can mix them in Greek yogurt. I gave my dad some to mix with protein powder and almond milk. Do you hear? But the sprinkles are great. Great source of fiber. And then, of course, Liquid IV. Liquid IV we've talked about a lot. It's great for hangovers, and it's going to get your electrolytes in. So, more on food on the blog. All right, let's talk about wellness. Another one of my favorite subjects. The first one is obviously an acupressure mat. And I heard about an acupressure mat through my good friend, Tim Ferriss. Just kidding, he's not my good friend, but in my head, he is. So I heard about this mat through his podcast, and Michael bought it because Michael buys everything on Amazon that's unnecessary. And it came in the mail, and I said, well, what the fuck is that? And he said, oh my God, Lauren, it's a bed of nails. You got to try it. So I'm like, okay. So I laid down on the mat and I fell asleep on this mat. it does something, you guys. Well, it either does two things. One, it either puts you to bed, which is pretty nuts. Two, sometimes in the morning, it can even give you energy. And what I've found is I've actually fallen in love with my acupressure pillow. It comes with the mat. I actually use the pillow more than the mat in bed. It's kind of weird, but I have fallen asleep on it a couple times, and I've woken up like 5 hours later on my pillow. So kind of intense. Another kind of wellnessy item, which also could be under business, is the time blocking cube. We've discussed this. We've talked about it. It's this cube that times you and your tasks. So today I wanted to clean out my closet, but I had 800,000 things to do. So I said, okay, I'm going to give myself 30 minutes to clean out the closet. I set my time cube. I worked away. I cleaned the whole closet. Everything looked flawless in 30 minutes. There's something about knowing that you have a certain amount of time where you get things done quicker. It's just really helped me, who gets easily distracted, stay on track. I also used it today. I needed to write this blog post on the master list, so I put 2 hours on the time block and just sat there and had coffee and just focused. So I would highly recommend anyone that is easily distracted, like myself, to get a time block cube. I think they're like $19 on Amazon. A probiotic. This is another wellness thing everyone should use. I probably take 3 to 4 probiotics a day, 2 in the morning, 2 at night usually. I'm trying a brand right now called Silver Fern. You can do you here. I like the non-GMO probiotics, and I'll get back to you with how I like this specific one, but just try to make sure you can get one in. I think that it gives you all the good bacteria that you need. Let's talk about lube. Okay, Woo. So, we've talked about this on the podcast before. It's a coconut-based love oil. So basically you start with a massage here and you let things continue in whatever which way you want. And what's great about this is it's edible, it tastes good, it feels good, and it smells good. So it's kind of a win-win. It just kind of makes sex better. I love this lube. I'm obsessed. I've been using it for the last year. And Michael and I can't say enough good things. Plus, the bottle is nothing gross. It's actually really pretty. It's minimalistic and white and black and just chic. And it's not going to come in some embarrassing box. So a few of TSC readers have gotten it sent to their parents' house. And the box is very, very, nice and minimalistic. It's nothing crazy. So try Woo. Let me know what you think. Notable mentions for wellness are essential oils. I love tangerine. I love lemon in the morning to wake me up, sometimes peppermint. And then at night, I'm basic and I love lavender. Super simple. I put it in my diffuser and I just like it for the ambiance. I have heard from a few people that tea tree oil in the diffuser is not good for dogs. I don't know if this is true or not, but I've heard it through the secret Facebook group, and I have not been burning tea tree oil anymore because we have 2 little chihuahuas. So I stay away from that. Also, I got to mention Michael's black eye mask. This is something that he thinks is just fantastic. So what it does is instead of just laying on top of the eyes, it actually covers all the little sides, like around the eye. So when you're laying in bed, it's completely pitch black. He is absolutely obnoxious with his routine. Like he'll go to bed. He has his noise canceling headphones, which we'll get to. He has his eye mask on. He plays his white noise box. He has this little box that plays white noise, and he's anal about how he does it. And he swears by this eye mask. He just says it shuts all the light off. If I'm on my phone or I'm reading on my iPad or I have the TV on, it shuts all of that off. So he's a big believer in this mask. It's $12. It's black. It's cute. He got me one. I like it. He loves it. Check it out. Our next category is technology. Okay, we talked about the noise canceling headphones. I would highly recommend these to every couple. I feel like they've saved us from fights because he puts his on, I put mine on, and we can zone off in whatever we want. He listens to maybe a book on tape or meditation music. I listen to a podcast, and everything is very zen. These ones are like the real deal. They're kind of expensive. I think they're $300, but they're worth every single penny, and we bring them on all trips. and they are way better than just Apple headphones. So definitely try these if your significant other and you go to bed at different times, like Michael and I. They're really awesome and they really are noise canceling. I like to also meditate with them too. They're comfortable. Another one is the Canon 5D camera. This is what I use when I take pictures of food. It's absolutely awesome. I use the macro lens a lot, and I find that it's really awesome to take pictures of food up close with that lens. If you're a blogger and you're looking to start, I would highly recommend this camera or a Rebel. A Canon Rebel is a good one too. All right, let's talk about lights. Lights are so important. Everyone likes good light. So I use a Diva light. It's pretty simple and straightforward to the point. I'm actually looking at it right now. It's really great though because you can put your phone in it and it has a mirror in front of it so you can see yourself, and then you have your phone, and then you have this perfect light that just kind of blows you out and gives you this really, I don't want to say it, but kind of face-tuned face, guys? I also have a Diva light for my phone too, which doesn't work as well as the standing Diva light, but it works okay. And the Diva light for my phone just clips on my phone. So it's kind of the same thing as the big one, but it's just tiny. I also want to talk about coffee warmers. This could have gone under wellness, but we're going to put it under technology. So Michael's mom told me that her husband puts a warm cup of coffee by her bed every single morning, and he puts it on a coffee warmer. And this idea it got, in my head, and I couldn't get over it. And so I just really told Michael that I wanted that every single morning, and I don't ask for much. And so voila, a coffee warmer is now by my bed. That's actually thanks to a Skinny Confidential reader who sent me one, but Michael did get me one later for Christmas. So I gotta give him a pat on the back. The one that I got is white marble, and it's circular, and every morning he puts a cup of hot mint tea right next to my bed and turns on the warmer and walks away. I mean, I don't think that's that big of a deal, do you? Sometimes he forgets to add lemon. No, I'm just kidding. He's pretty good about it. But I wake up and next to me is a warm cup of mint tea with a little bit of lemon, hopefully, and I can start my day. I highly recommend making your significant other bring you a cup of coffee or tea in the morning. It's pretty nice. I also want to talk about a laptop stand. I've done a huge post on this. I found that when I was on my laptop, I was constantly looking down and it was straining my neck. And I just feel like my phone is such a big part of my business that I'm already looking down all the time. So I needed something to elevate my laptop. So I went on Amazon and did some digging and found this laptop stand. And it is such a lifesaver. I'm actually looking at my laptop right now and it's eye to eye, which is awesome, or eye to computer, as opposed to me having to look down and strain my neck. So if you have a laptop, you should definitely invest in a laptop stand. It's something that I would put my stamp of approval on 100 times. I think everyone should have one. Notable mentions here are computer glasses. Do you guys know what these are? These are blue light blocking glasses. I hope I said that right. They're orange. They're not the cutest, but I like to put them on around 9:30 at night if I'm on the computer late. And what they do is they block the blue light. And I don't know if I'm saying this right, but basically blue light, when it gets into your brain, signals that you're awake. And when you're winding down at night, you don't really want to signal that you're awake. So I put the glasses on. It blocks the blue light from the screen. It's great. They're cheap. I also want to mention a book light. When I was little, my mom used to yell at me because I would be up until 2 a.m. reading. And how I did that was I found a book light at Barnes & Noble. And it was like $10 at the time. And I just love this little book light. What it does is it connects to your book and it goes over your book. And you can just read and you can see everything perfectly. And this idea has come in handy now, later in my life, because Michael goes to bed before me. So sometimes I want to read. And when I read off my phone, it hurts my eyes sometimes. So I will just open a book, put my little book light on, clip it to the end of the book, and I'm good to go. Okay, let's talk about home. A NutriBullet. Love it for juicing, for smoothies, for everyone. You can't go wrong. It just works. I've tried a lot of different blenders, and I just really like this one. I keep going back to it. So check out a NutriBullet. If you follow me on Instagram story, you know I am absolutely obsessed with Leopard Kardashian blanket. Do you know what I'm talking about? It's by Barefoot Dreams, and this blanket was gifted to me by my friend Gillian. She said it's a thing. It totally is a thing. Michael bought 4 after I got one. The material is amazing. My chihuahuas will not get out of it, so much so that we even bought our chihuahuas sweaters made out of the blanket. I'm sitting on one now. I absolutely love it. I want to bring my firstborn home in it. It's fabulous. All the Kardashians are always carrying them on their jets or to the plane, or the paparazzis get them like holding their baby in it. And these blankets are like the softest, butteriest blankets you can ever imagine. There's something about them. If you don't have one, you have to get one. This is something on this whole list that I would tell every single person to get. In fact, my dad has one. An Elo cup is a BPA-free cup recommended by Jessica Alba. I use it with a silicone softy straw. Both are found on Amazon. And I just like this cup because it fits in my car cup holder, which is great because, again, I'm always on the go. And I don't know why. You can just like the way you hold it just works. I know that sounds weird, but it just goes in your hand, right? And the straw that I use fits perfectly in the little hole. So the whole thing works together. I love to put green juices in it or smoothies. You could do like an iced tea, a nice Kardashian tea if you want. But the Elo cup is the way to go. Just make sure you get the softy straws with it and you'll be good. I also like coffee straws, and they are these straws that you can put in your latte, and they bend. And this is kind of a visual thing, so I feel like you need to Google coffee straw, but it's a silicone straw, like I said, that goes in your latte cup. So it kind of goes over the edge of that little hole that's in latte cups. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? Anyway, I like them a lot. I have them in my purse. I know that's weird, but you know, I feel like you guys all think I'm weird after this list. Okay, we also got to talk about Kardashian salad bowls. The salads they always eat. Everyone was like, what is happening here? We need to know what these bowls are. Those bowls are super, super good to reuse for lunch. Like if you work 9 to 5, you can just bring a salad in the bowl and shake it up and have your Elo cup with your silicone straw and you're good to go. Notable mentions here are Michael's favorite wine tool, which was gifted to him by his dad. And what this tool does, it's on the blog, is it saves the wine. So say you open a bottle of red wine and you just want 2 glasses. It actually seals the wine back up. So when you open the bottle up again, you actually have to reopen it, which is nuts. And it's like magic. And he's like a magician and he runs around the house screaming when he does this, but it does work. So that's definitely something that you guys will have to check out. Another notable mention is I have these little containers that are see-through for my spices. So instead of my spices looking all out of order in my cupboard, they look all clean and perfect because I open my spices up and I pour them in clear glass jars. And I got these, the ones I use on the containerstore.com. And I just like how if you have a pantry, everything is cohesive and clean and simple and organized. So definitely, if you're looking to kind of give your cupboard some flair, look at glass spice holders on Amazon. I got the ones with the white cap. They're really cute and just the whole aesthetic really brings the pantry together. Fashion. Okay, next category. We're getting there, guys. So I'm just going to give you a couple of my favorites. I feel like I don't need to explain why. They're kind of self-explanatory. I love Todd's white loafers. If you're looking for a cheaper pair, I love my JH Bass loafers. They look just like Todd's, and I think they're $80. Both of them are great shoes. They're so comfortable. I've walked all around Europe in both of them, and they don't give you blisters. So totally would recommend those. I'm also really loving white Reeboks, okay? But like the classic ones. They look like Yeezys and they're $75. I just got a pair. So I love white shoes. You guys know this. Those three are definitely my tops right now. So the Todd White loafers, the J.H. Bass loafers, and the classic Reeboks, okay? Those three are the winners. I'm loving right now Frame black jeans. You can find them on Nordstrom's. Love the skinny jeans. They fit really well and they lift your ass, which we love. And then I also like Maguire jeans. I have this pair that I just got that have like track stripes on the side and they're very, very flattering. I'm always looking for a flattering jean. I don't want something that's going to not do the job. You know, we got to lift. I also feel like I have to mention APL shoes. These are the shoes I use to work out in. I have them in black and nude and pink. And they're a little on the pricey side, but they really, really wear well. And I've had them forever. So this is something that I would recommend. If you're going to get one color though, make sure you get black. I just feel like that's the color to get, you know? They're comfortable. You can run in them. I work out in them all the time. And I also run errands in them. So they're super versatile. Adidas jackets. If you guys watched my Instagram story, you know Michael has been really, really, really wearing red a lot. He's doing a matching red set lately. And he actually just bought me the matching red set. So we're going to be matching. But I also like the black Adidas jacket. I think it's classic and it's something you can hang over your shoulder, tie around your waist, or just wear it normal. It goes with everything. And again, it's a classic. So that's something I would tell every girl to invest in. Okay, so if you're going to invest in a designer bag, I highly recommend the Saint Laurent Nude Tote. I use this bag all the time. It's not filled with tons of logos. I'm not a big fan of logos everywhere. This is just classy and chic and reminds me of Caroline Bessette Kennedy. And it's really big, so it fits everything. It fits my laptop. It fits all the shit I want to throw in it. You know, I got my GG crackers, I got Tabasco sauce, my ice roller, everything. I mean, you know me. So this bag holds it all. And I think it can double as a briefcase and a bag. So check out the Saint Laurent Nude Tote. We got to talk about Woodford bodysuits, guys. They are so flattering. There's something about them that hold you in, and they're classics and you'll have them forever. I have a black one and a white one, and then I got the black long sleeve one, and I just really, really like them. They're a little bit on the expensive side, but they are super flattering, and there's something that you'll wear all the time. So check them out. Woodford bodysuits. Gold hoops. I have been wearing these gold hoops off Etsy. They're huge. Forever. I go back to them all the time. I think they're $18 and they're thin and gold and they look really, really, really cute with a ponytail. I just like them a lot. I actually have 3 pairs. That's how much I like them. Notable mentions here are my Zodiac necklace, which is from Cam Jewelry. Love her. I have a nameplate necklace that Erica of Fashion Lush gifted me that says Mary, which is my grandma's name. I love a nameplate necklace if it's done right. And I'm loving my Victoria Beckham aviator sunglasses. They're something that I have worn for the last year. They're super flattering to the face. I think sunglasses is so different for everyone. But these ones, I just feel like they're fucking cool, guys. I got the black ones and I just wear them with everything. And then I also have to give one special shout out to Aloe black high-waisted leggings. I wear them all day, every day. They hold you in. They're fantastic. They make your legs look longer than they are. And I don't know. They're just my favorite leggings ever right now. So check those out. Okay, we're going to go into books. I'm going to be super quick about this. Maybe I should do like another episode breaking down even more. I don't want to overwhelm you guys. All right, so favorite books, okay? These are on the blog, so don't freak. The War of Art. Read it. Trust me. Tools of Titans by Tim Ferriss. My best friend. Not really, but you know. The French Beauty Solution. Awaken the Giant Within, which is a life-changing book. It's by Tony Robbins. The Brand Gap. Relentless. The One Thing. And How to Murder Your Life. Okay? Those books right now, I am loving. Like, read them, take a weekend to just read. You will love all of them. They're really, really, really good. My favorite out of all of them, which has had such a big impact on my life, is The War of Art and Awaken the Giant Within. Those two. Start with those, okay? There's so many more books on the blog. There's so many more things on the master list. I really, really tried to keep it short, but I do try so many products for a living. So, it was hard. But these are all things that are all stars. You have to try them all. You will not be sorry. Okay, so we got here. That's it. Again, all of this is on the blog, so don't freak out. Like I said, I've been blogging for 8 years, so I've been able to try a lot of different products, and these are the ones I keep going back to. So I'm sure I'm missing a few products here that you guys want to recommend to me. So I'm going to do a giveaway here. One of you guys will win a Glam Glow Silver Tin Man mask. Their masks are so fab. To win, all you have to do is tell me something that's on your master list on my latest Instagram. You can remind me of anything I'm forgetting too. My Instagram is @theskinnyconfidential. I will pick one winner on Friday. So again, just tell me something that's on your master list on my latest Instagram. And of course, head over to The Skinny Confidential to get the visuals and more details on this master list. I really hope you guys like this solo episode. I think I'm just going to kick Michael off and it'll just be me. No, I'm just kidding. Next week, we're back with a beauty interview on skin. Get excited because I think you guys are going to love this episode. So much value. I'll see you guys next Tuesday. As always, thank you for listening and subscribing. I am off to make a cocktail. I'm thinking tequila, a little Cointreau, maybe some fresh lemon and lime with a half salted rim, because it's been a long day and this master list is a long list. Cheers.
This episode was brought to you by TaxAct. It's tax season, but that doesn't mean you need to get stressed out and overwhelmed. If you're smart and use the right tools, you can actually take advantage of tax season. So use this year to start taking advantage of your credits and deductions. Don't just file a bare bones return. Use TaxAct to help you figure out how to save you some money. With TaxAct, you don't have to worry about errors and audits because they have a $100,000 yes, $100,000 accuracy guarantee. So if you're a new content creator, blogger, writer, photographer, or an employee looking to take as much advantage as you possibly can to maximize your deductions for the best tax outcome, try TaxAct. So go to www.taxact.com/self-employment. Again, that's www.taxact.com/self-employment, and everything will be in the show notes. Good luck.
This episode is brought to you by Poo-Pourri. Yes, guys, Poo-Pourri is a pure blend of natural essential oils that creates a film on the surface of the water. So you spray before you go, and then the protective barrier traps the odor underneath the surface before it even begins. All you'll smell is a refreshing bouquet of natural essential oils. With over $40 million sold, Poo-Pourri knows its stuff. If not for yourself, then for your guest bathroom. I just feel like this will elevate your bathroom experience for your guest, for your significant other, and for yourself. And sure, it's a funny subject, but it really, really works. I use it all the time. I love the travel rose gold one. Free shipping on orders over $19.95 for you guys, and you can use the link poopourri.com. That's POOPOURRI.com.